Alright, well, welcome back to Strat Rehab. This is a little bit annoying. I just recorded this entire set here, but because my DAW was turned on, I wasn't getting any audio. So I had to hook a microphone up into my DAW so I could use the camera on my computer. Long story short, I would have rather been recording something else by now, but hey. The white Strat is back together. And it's still a little bit of a piece of junk, but it's a piece of junk that I have grown to like a little bit. What I just finished up today was these bridge screw, not the bridge, but the pickguard screws near the bridge were too big. Somebody had taken that funny screw and like pounded it in with a hammer or something. And so I filled the holes with Elmer's glue and toothpicks, actually 3 toothpicks per hole. They were oversized holes. Let it dry, and then I came back and just re-drilled, put the screws in, settled all that today. So I have screws that are a pretty good match. They're not perfect, but they're a pretty good match. I put the mismatched screws in the back and took 2 from the back and put them on the front so it looks the nicest. What else is going on? I did raise the B string slot a little bit. So I put some bone dust and some CY glue, some crazy glue. And then I filed down a little bit there. The B string is nice now. I have the action set surprisingly low, considering I didn't do much fret work on this really. I lowered a couple of frets that seemed high. But the action, I brought it down, and I went one little notch further. I got a little buzz, and I thought, no, I'm going to just let it up a little bit. It's going to have a nicer tone. It's going to play a lot nicer than the School's acoustic guitars. But some kid will be able to pick this up now and have fun playing something that looks cool and plays pretty decently. And the switch works. I put the 2-tone controls to bridge and middle. I think especially for a student guitar, you might want a tone control in the bridge. I left the neck wide open, so that's just going to be chimey and bright. The pickups are very warm sounding. They're surprisingly warm sounding. And I think part of that is because they are very microphonic. I'm going to try to pick some of that up here. There's a good chance that actually right now, if I cut the room mic and talk, let me see. So I have a fuzz pedal on. They're not so microphonic that it'll come through loudly. But here, I'll cut the room mic off, and this is it's on the bridge pickup.
So this is me talking into a pickup. And it would be normal to pick up noise if I was hitting on the guitar or tapping with a screwdriver, but this is picking up a lot of noise from my voice, and there's no metal resonating.
So what I noticed about this guitar, what it was this. Then again, I'll leave this on so you can hear this. It was the first time I played the guitar, I realized the knobs were making noise when I reached the stop of the knob. And that's when I realized this thing was microphonic. So it picks up a lot of body noise. Like a lot of guitars will make noise if you tap on it. This picks up a lot of noise. And I also noticed while playing, you get a lot of resonance of the tremolo springs. And that's normal because they're metal and they'll interfere with the magnets a little bit. But this guitar gets a lot of tremolo spring resonance in there. And all 3 pickups do it. Doesn't matter which position.
Middle pickup is microphonic. The neck pickup is microphonic.
I mean, it's kind of cool. I actually at one point considered yanking all 3 pickups out and replacing them with made in Mexico pickups I have for spares that I have sitting around now. I'm not using them for anything else. And I was thinking about replacing these pickup slugs with Alnico slugs and trying to turn them into something interesting. But honestly, I did plug it in the one time, and they squeal hard. Like, playing in a clean amp, they'll play nicely, they'll sound warm. You put some distortion and overdrive, they sound warm. If I try to play through my fuzz pedal in an amplifier, though, it'll just be non-stop feedback. So what I'm going to play today is going to be through my pedals and stuff, but direct into the DAW, no amplifier. It'll go direct to the DAW, I'll put an amp modeler on in the DAW so it sounds nice, and I'll put a touch of reverb just so it sounds, you know, to make it sound like it would sound. But anyway, things are back together. Like I said, my whole goal here was to make this a little bit nicer. Anybody watching, you know somebody with a cheap guitar who wants to learn, but it's a piece of junk. Or you know there's a little kid who has a guitar that was given to them, but it needs a little bit of work put in it. A little bit of elbow grease can make a huge difference in playability. Little things like a pickup switch that works means a kid will pick this guitar up and say, that's a nice guitar. If the pickup switch doesn't work, then a 12-year-old picks this up and like, oh, it's a piece of junk, and they start treating it like a piece of junk. So this is hopefully something now that goes back to the music department and gets inspirational. I mean, it's a white Strat, for crying out loud. Maybe these kids will learn some Hendrix on it or something. I don't know. Some Hendrix, David Gilmour, Eric Clapton, I don't know, whoever. Stevie Ray Vaughan. So the music teacher asked me when I said, hey, the guitar will be done this week. She said, oh, let me know how much I owe you for parts and labor. And I laughed and I was like, the parts are like $10. I'm not charging you for one switch and a set of strings. And the labor, like, forget it. If I charged her luthier rate for all the stuff I did and taking it apart, that'd be silly. It's a donation to the school music department. I want to give them back something that the kids will enjoy playing that's nice to play. So the last thing here, now that I've demonstrated the microphonic pickups and all the funny noises, let's play it for real then. Let's see. So I'm running my DAW. It's on some kind of a JTM 45. It's on JTM 45 amp model of some kind. I don't know how accurate that is, but so this is the neck pickup. Neck and middle. Middle. Middle bridge. Bridge. And I think that's pretty warm sounding for a Strat bridge. Of course, it has the tone control. On 0, that tone control really kills it. I mean, about 5 is as far down as I would turn it probably. But so it's got the tone control bridge and tone control middle, nothing on the neck pickup. Then of course, what should I do? Probably a little bit of... Till next time, that's rock and roll. Take care.